Today, it's time for an exciting new season, a European debut with Viborg 2. But I am left very frustrated. We're back in early July, we've got Legia Warsaw in one hell of a tough test. But also, we've had disappointment in the transfer market. Let's go and round all of this up because I'm not particularly happy. Yes, hello and welcome to Season 4 and Part 27 of Rebuilding Viborg with me, Daniel. After 2 successful seasons with Copenhagen, we've been met with a new problem with our success at Viborg. Because today, as we head into a Legia Warsaw game on the 8th of July in a Champions League, we have a big problem. And that is that we are playing halfway through pre-season. So the chance to get in transfer targets has not really emerged yet. Players have turned us down, even squad options we wanted, and others are just miles out of our wage stratosphere. So at the moment, we've signed 2 kids, 1 player on loan, and we're a lot weaker than we were last year. And we're going into a Champions League match. It bodes well, doesn't it? If you're looking forward to finding out how we get on and whether we can sneak through to the second qualifying round, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. It's so important for this club because if you go out in the first qualifier, you get dumped straight into the Europa Conference. If you go into the second qualifying round, then you drop into the Europa League. It gives you an extra 2 chances to get into group stage football. And that would be a huge achievement here. Can we back up the title success too? If you want to stay up to date and find out this year, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We've got daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories, and you can find all the key playlists up in the eye above. The Twitch channel's there too, and in the description down below, all the links to other platforms and ways to support the channel. But let's get straight into this. We have got transfer news to reflect on, and it is so frustrating. We've had a player reject us for a second-tier team because they offered him first-team football and we couldn't. And we've only been able to sign kids. So let's get the big news out the way first. Copenhagen have taken back Toxvard. He was the man that we were very upset to lose. And he's probably the man that settles the title race this year. At the moment, he's marked as a squad player. We've got no chance of getting him back. He's been given a new contract on big wages too. So there's one problem that we've got to face. The second, we've not yet been able to get in a left back as Larriton's retired, and we were then rocked by the news, not long after, that Jeppe Gröning, who we'd been playing every week off the bench to get into the appearance record, has then retired just before he's made it. I mean, you could not write this stuff. So we're left with a very short squad, 3 or 4 players shorter than we were last year. So what have we done about it? Well, not a lot's the answer. Let's have a look at those in so far. A quick mention for the young centre-half Christensen, who we got in April. He's gone on loan to the second tier to get a little bit of football. In addition to Christensen and Gröning, we've also lost some other first-teamers too. Because if we look at the free transfers and release players, we've also lost, let me go back a day, Magnus Karstrup. So as well as Larriton retiring, as well as Gröning retiring, Karstrup wouldn't sign a deal. He's left the club, had no one to go to, but didn't want to sign. So we're now left with 4 or 5 players short of what we had last year. And we've only been able to bring in 3, and none of them really at top class level. The first one, who is actually going to have to start today, which gives you a perspective of where we are, is Nordsjælland's Thomas Jakobsen. He is a really good young player, very versatile. He's a centre-half by trade, but can cover right back, centre mid. He's 2-footed, he's got quality, 2.5 ability, 4-star potential, and 1 cap for the Danish under-21s. But certainly not as good as Toxvard, let's put it that way. We do have 1 first-team level player coming in though, albeit a position we don't need. It's Jin Hyung Park from Copenhagen. He's the latest off that conveyor belt of young loan talents. And he's pretty good, to be fair to him. He will basically be the replacement for Karstrup for now. He has 2.5 or 3-star ability now, in fact, and 5-star potential. We tried to sign him permanently, but he wanted too much money, so we've got him in on loan instead. Great personality, good striker, good off the wide area too. I think he's going to be an asset this year. And if we can get to group stage football in whatever competition, having a bigger squad of good players like this will make a difference, and then we can maybe loan out some of the youngsters who are real backups in the squad. And fitting into that category is our third signing, Daniel Winther, an AAB youngster who comes in at 17 years of age. He's a holding midfielder, a centre-half and a centre midfielder. He's got bags of potential, he's got fairly professional personality, and he's got good natural fitness. So all those ingredients meant we brought him in. But the fact that he is our primary backup midfielder is a real worry for us going into a Champions League qualifier. We missed out on one that would have started today. He's gone to Sonjaski in a second tier. Really frustrating. But let's get through to the first leg, because there is a lot of disappointment around and we need a good result to lift spirits. I don't know if we're favourites. I don't know how close it is. They've got Marcus Bettinelli, a goalkeeper that's well known. Probably as good as Lerche, maybe not better than him. In midfield, we're looking at players of high quality, but a lot of them coming towards the end of their career, and one or two who are good youngsters. Wouldn't mind having a player of that ability, but the wages are far beyond what we can pay. They've got some proper, genuine Polish wonder kids there, and they've got ageing players around them to look after. So I wonder how they're going to get on in this tie. It's going to be a close one. We're going to have to try and wear them down, but I am not confident with our squad. If we still had Toxvard, maybe yes. If we still had Bukima, maybe yes. But they're two starting players in the spine of the team we just haven't replaced. We offered for Nicholas Jensen to come back. Wanted £11,000 a week. I mean, it's just getting silly, isn't it? So we're going to go through to the team selection. We have got a centre-half on trial who we've offered a contract to. So that issue might solve itself. But for now, there's glaring weaknesses. And we're just going to have to try our best to muddle through. We've got Lerche in goal, who has thankfully signed a new deal. But he would not get rid of that release clause. So realistically, how long is it before someone offers 1.3 million? I don't think it's that long, because he's on his way to becoming Danish number one. And unless we get into the Champions League, why would he stay? I think he's going to be here for the short term rather than longer. We had an offer from Copenhagen for Behrens, but I had to keep him because I didn't know about Lerche at the time. Our back four is Schroeder and Yembi, Carter and Carlson, who comes back into the first team squad. Witt, Harbo and Jakobsen, the new youngster, the midfield three. Palmer, Beck and Sampaio is what my hopes rest on. A top front three with Harbo supporting. We've still got quality going forward. The rest of the team is a little bit of a mess. There's no midfield on the bench. And actually, I'm quite grateful that Mulgaard's been trained as a midfielder now, because we've got nothing else to offer there. So let's go and get into it. It's Legia Warsaw v Viborg. We're woefully underprepared. We're undercooked in terms of pre-season games. We'll give it our best shot. If we can get through, it's huge for this football club. And here we go. Bettinelli skippers them in goal. They've got good experienced players throughout and the two Polish wonder kids up top. So let's see how we cope. We've got a greyed out player on the bench. I mean, that sums it up, doesn't it? Through to the tunnel interview via the dressing room. Let's pump the fist. Tell the lads to show everyone how good they are. Jakobsen, the centre midfielder, is nervous. I'm going to try and take the pressure off him with a rare individual chat. Have fun. You only get one debut. Enjoy it. He's still nervous. That hasn't gone well. Through the tunnel interview, we're going to do our best, but I don't hold up much hope for this. What an atmosphere and attendance it looks like in Poland too. And we're back with less than a minute on the clock as Anyembi throws into Palmer on halfway. Harbo's mugged of possession, but Carter keeps it. Goes left to Schroeder. Lot of pressure on Carter today. Real standout performer in defence. And he's going to have to be at his best here to guide that back line as Beck delivers to the back post towards Palmer. Wouldn't mind a quick start. He's at the byline. Back towards Beck again on the edge of the box. Short behind him is Jakobsen. Little back heel to Schroeder. Not bad for a nervy youngster. Schroeder into the back post. It's beaten everyone. But Anyembi keeps it on the right. He's got a chance to cross. At the back post is Beck. Back to Sampaio, who can't get anything on it. Is headed away as far as Schroeder. Delivers again. Why is every cross of his going so far over hit? Bettinelli makes an error. Oh, from nowhere. Palmer crosses. Bettinelli just had to catch it. Tried to punch. It goes straight into Beck. I'm not sure he knew much about that. But we're 1-0 up in the second minute. And that is a gift from the Legia Warsaw skipper. As Vic gives it back to Schroeder, who crosses again. Palmer's up. Bettinelli's in no man's land. It hits the bar. We probably had to score it. But the goalkeeper, he's trying to help us out. You've got to give him that. 15 gone, 1-0 up. A crucial goal. I wish there were still away goals. As Carlson takes the corner, Carter's up. Heads just over the bar. We have started so well from the wide areas. Just got to keep pummeling those crosses in. We'll score again eventually. Well, a quarter of the game gone. It's been a really good start, but You just feel like from open play we can still be exposed. And look at this counter-attack here. Lopez carries over halfway to Felix and there's a man over in the wide area. Carlson not forced wide. Schroeder gets back at him, but it's back on the left. Felix keeps possession. Through ball toward Drazic. We know they've got a quality front two. He's cut back and it's put across the box. Rodriguez shot's blocked. And Lerche had gone down to save the first one, which means the empty net is begging to be struck. And Rodriguez does just that. 1-1, 25 gone. Probably the first time they've gone forward. Certainly their first shot on target. Though we're back with a corner at the other end. We've been a huge threat from these so far as Carter heads Palmer's ball just over. Still 1-1. We've had glorious chances from set pieces. I mean, a draw would be a good result on the night, but given the circumstances, we really should be ahead. It is going to stay this way at the break. It's 1-1 between Legia and Viborg, although Carlson's got a free kick, last chance of the half, comfortably over the bar. Stays level, it's all to play for. So at the break, we're going to have a talk with these lads. We're going to ask them to keep going. They've played really well, and they look inspired. And considering the players we're missing, you've taken out Toxvard and Bukima from last year's team, and we're still competitive. We've got to be pleased with that. It is a really evenly matched game on paper. As Carter goes surging down the right to Palmer. Great start to the half, this. Palmer cuts it back to Harbo into Sampaio. And from the kickoff, we've caught Legia Warsaw napping. 2-1 Viborg. Sampaio's back amongst the goals. That is a huge moment. A huge moment in this tie. This time, we've got to hold on to it. But just 10 minutes later, we're back with our host coming down the right-hand side. They've got so much threat going forward. And here they are with Rodriguez, the scorer, wide on the left-hand side. Macca's got a chance to cross. Cuts it back to Lopez instead. We're pressing him, but we're not preventing the cross just yet. We will think about changes soon as they get away to the byline. Crosses in, they've got two up. And Felix only finds Lerche's hands. Good moment for us. Not so good is the fact that Tobias Beck is injured and he's off. Oh, what do I do now? I'm going to bring Jurchin Rothman on left-hand side. Don't really have a choice now Karstrup's gone. I'll think about another two in a moment, but that is not ideal. With this squad, with not even filling a bench, we cannot afford more injuries. 20 minutes to go. We've become utterly dominant without putting this game away. I'm going to take Anyembi off at right back for Oscar Burr. And in 5 minutes, the youngster from Copenhagen will get his debut. As Carlson's got a free kick, crossed to the back post, headed away as far as Jurchin Rothman. One of those brilliant signings from our first summer at the club. And now he's playing on the biggest stage. As Burr finds Witt. Back to him again, the right back. To Schroeder. Carries it forward, but only finds Carlson. To Jakobsen. I would have been tempted to take him off if we had a sub, but at the moment, he's holding his own. He's doing all right, despite his lack of morale and game rating. Here's Burr again to Carter. Good spell of possession this. Really well managed the game. We're looking after the ball. We're looking after our fatigue. And we're keeping it well as Jakobsen releases Rothman. He's got Sampaio in the middle and David Palmer. He's knackered. He's about to come off. But he might have just won us this tie. 3-1 to Viborg. And David Palmer has had an absolute barnstormer on the right. Let's get him off now. Sampaio will go out there. Jin Young Park will go through the middle. And Sampaio will just look to create from the wide area. Can the next Copenhagen youngster be a star? Can he replace Toxvard? Can he do the same as Palmer? And can he help us towards the second qualifying round? What a performance. I've had such a frustrating summer. I've had so many doubts. I've had so many ifs, buts and maybes. And so many lost transfer targets. If we could get this result and get through in the second leg, be a real positive start to the season. As Rothman delivers towards Sampaio. Headed away as far as Burr. Holds the ball up and then might just turn back. No. Takes on his man and beats him. Finds Sampaio. Inside to Harbo. And back to Burr. Chips into Rothman. Heads over the bar. And for all of the lack of defensive structure, we've now got 3 out-and-out strikers on the pitch. That can only be a good thing. As we're back with a Schurder throw-in on the left-hand side. Rothman picks it up in the left wing. Cuts inside again. He's brought down. And that's going to be a red card. Second yellow. And he was probably in there, to be fair. It's a dangerous position for a free kick too. Tobias Carlson will take it. Only a one-man wall. He can hit this. Does he score? No, just over the bar. It stays 3-1, but they're down to 10. And that's a suspension for the second leg too. Crucial throughout. How bad is the Tobias Beck injury? That's all I want to know. We've got a minute to go yet. Don't concede a sloppy goal. We're in real prime position here. As it's cleared downfield by Harbo. Recycled on the halfway line and forward they go here. Guillaume back to his centre half. Keeping the ball in the centre circle, but they're not going anywhere yet, and we force them back to the keeper. The difference between 3-1 and 3-2 is massive at this point. We've got to hold on, but the centre forward's in. Great block there from Carlson. Rasmussen brings it away. Burr, I should say, as you would know him. And he's gone over halfway here. 30 seconds left. Just hold it up. Win a foul, win a throw, whatever you can. Might do better. Lays off to Sampaio. Cross for Rothman. It's 4. On the break, we've nicked another. Surely we're going through now. And if in the next week we can get a centre midfielder in, we've got a real chance in the second qualifier too. Thoroughly deserved on the night. The stats are absolutely incredible. But given a frustrating start to the summer window, that has really settled my nerves. 4-1 up going into the second leg. What a performance. Back in a moment. Well, after a few frustrating and disappointing weeks in the build-up to that first leg, we have probably had one of our best weeks now. Let's reflect very quickly at fitness test time about why this week has been so good. Firstly, yesterday we wrapped up one of our key signings. A central defender at first team level, Ivan Mesic, is our replacement for Bukima. He's a 3-star ability defender, 2-footed, can cover at left back. He really is a problem solver for now. Slovakian international, really solid pro. Delighted to get him into the club and on a modest wage too. If we go back a little bit further, we've also brought in our first elite level coach. We lost our under-19s manager in the summer, but now we've got a top fitness coach. Again from Norway, brilliant attributes in all the key areas. And having worked at Lillestrøm and Legia Warsaw, ironically, he's going to add a huge amount of experience and depth to our team. The other great news, as you saw in the fitness test part, is that we only had a 2-day injury to Tobias Beck, so he is fit to play today as well. But unfortunately, it does look like we've missed out on Nicholas Jensen, who's set to go to Paderborn in the next few days. Otherwise, a brilliant week and one historic moment for long-term followers of this channel. Anyone remember FM20 and 21 will know this name. Our director of football went in for Luca Cannell, a centre midfielder at Hull. We've offered him a contract. We'll see if he comes in. But he is a channel legend by all definitions, so it would be amazing if he came in to replace Toxvard. For now though, let's go and get into the second leg. This is absolutely huge for us. Can we get through with this squad? Then at least we can improve it when we register for the next round. It's a sellout of Viborg, the first time since I joined. So let's pick our 11. I'd imagine it's the same. Winther's back onto the bench. He's now near in fitness, but he probably won't come on unless we're desperate. The 11's going to stay identical. There's nothing I can do to improve it. So that's the team. You've seen it in the last leg. Hopefully, we can't blow this one. 4-1 up. It should be comfortable. Well, here we go then. In front of a home crowd with a comfortable lead. One of the wonder kids out. One of the defenders suspended. This should be a really comfortable night at the office. I'm not going to count my chickens because we've not got the strongest squad. But let's show no mercy. Great message from the assistant. Let's get into the first half. Let's make sure we get this job done. And maybe in the second half, we can bring on some youngsters. Well, corner kick with 6 minutes on the clock. Carlson's taking it. It's a great ball in. Hayden Carter nods it into the top corner. Well, it couldn't have started better than that, could it? 2 legs in a row we've had an early goal. Both of them come through the aerial route. And without really doing a huge amount in open play, we've got the lead yet again. This has been a fabulous tie against a very decent team. And we're back with a quarter of the game gone. It's been very quiet in terms of Legia attacks, and Anyembi picks the ball up on the right to Hayden Carter. We're camped in their half. Vit, the skipper, goes wide to Anyembi. I have promoted him to club captain now, with Carter becoming vice, as Anyembi puts it in. And I tell you what, talking about skippers, Legia Warsaw's one, Marcus Bettinelli, has had an absolute stinker in these 2 legs. Comes for a cross again, gets nowhere near it. And Tobias Beck, who we thought might be out for a few weeks, is back, he's fully fit, and he scored a tap-in. He could not miss from a yard, as it's back to Lerche again. Time on the ball for Schroeder. Carries it over halfway to Beck. Picks up possession, there's no real pressure on him, so he goes to the byline and crosses. Palmer's up, he hits it against the woodwork, but the keeper's down, having tried to save the first one, and he's put it into the empty net. 3-0, 7-1 on aggregate. What on earth was I worried about? And we're back almost immediately from the kickoff as Gabor, the centre-half, plays it alongside the back 4. And to be honest, this is now a breeze. we're going to be able to bring on the likes of Mulgard, even the injured youngster Winther, just to give these kids debuts and experience on the big stage. It's a really special occasion for us as Kablanski holds it up in the middle. Just don't do anything silly now. Lopez has got support from Felix. It's a cracking effort and it's a great goal. It might not be more than a consolation, but my word, is that a stunner. 30 yards out, rifled into the corner. Half an hour gone, 3-1, Legia Warsaw strike. And that's the way it stays up to half time. No further shots on goal for Legia. Let's be honest, bar a rocket, they've not had a chance. We've been brilliant. It's just the aerial bombardment, the set pieces, having that big team always makes a difference. So at half time, I'm having a look and trying to plan for the second half. Mulgard and Winther will be 2. And then probably Blaham as well. Let's get the 3 youngsters on. We'll leave that 15 more minutes. Brilliant first half. What a tie so far. I'm buoyant. And a week ago, I was really frustrated. This is the beauty of football. Well, 10 minutes gone in the second half. It's been a quiet one again so far, but we've got a free kick with Schroeder, who finds Vitt and Harbo. Legia Warsaw, so open at the back. Sampaio's shot hits the woodwork. Bettinelli beaten again. But fortunately for them, this one stays out. And at the hour mark, it remains 3-1. We've got a 5-goal aggregate lead. So I'm going to make the changes. Bring on the kids. Let's see how they get on here. We have got Lucas Mulgard, who will replace Jakobsen. I'm sort of tempted to leave him in midfield, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put Vitt in the middle, Carlson in a holding role, and play Mulgard alongside Carter at the back. I'm going to bring on Winther a little later, just because of that injury he's got, but I do want him to get a debut on this stage. I'm going to bring on Blaham for Beck, who has done well just to be fit for this match. We'll bring on Sampaio or Palmer off the left. Not sure which one suits it best. Probably Sampaio. Blaham through the middle for him. And then we'll leave it 5 more. Winther on for maybe Carlson, maybe Harbo. We'll see if we need to save legs. But the fact we're in this position is a miracle to me. Well, just over 15 to go. I'm going to take off Daniel Harbo. I never thought we'd have this luxury. Winther will come on. He'll play in centre midfield alongside Vitt. They're better that way round. So let's just leave it. No defensive responsibility for him. And a really comfortable night. This is a perfect start. And into 2 minutes of stoppage time. An uneventful end to the game. 3 youngsters making Champions League debuts. And we handled it perfectly. Brilliant performance, motivated team, and a new signing to come in. I mean, it couldn't be better. Let's see who we're facing next. Well, nearly 90 grand into the club for that, and crucially, it is Hammarby in a Scandinavian derby in the next round. Swedish Hammarby, we've played against them with Helsingborg, against Viborg. This is going to be big. I cannot wait to see how it goes. Is it easier or tougher on paper? Probably tougher because it's a playable league. And it's a club that we know very well. So we are going to be back for that. It should be in a week's time. It is. But the season starts in the next week or so. So if we can get a couple in before Sunday, it will be a test of the squad. Lots of rotation. We'll see how it goes. But if you're looking forward to it and you did enjoy that episode, a brilliant start after a frustrating summer, then please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Subscribe for daily FM22 content as we continue our qualifying run in a couple of days' time. And of course, in the meantime, you can find the Hemel episode and all the other key playlists up in the eye above. Please do check them out if you haven't already, and come and follow us over on Twitch for more. We've got a European watch along this evening, so hopefully you'll come and join me for that. Down below, you can find links to all the other platforms and ways to support the channel. But it doesn't get much better, does it? What a start to the season. Come and join me on Twitch. The link's above my head, and I'll see you here next time. Thanks for watching.